Here are the stories topping the news. Praise for new yachting policy. St. Lucia remains guarded on hotel development plans, and anger in Ferguson cools off after nights of outrage. Good afternoon and welcome to ZIZ's Midday newscast for Friday, November 28. I'm Jason Davis. Now the news in detail. The country's Tourism and International Transport Minister, the Honorable Richard Skerritt, expressed pride in the stakeholders who contributed to the launch of the national yachting policy. Minister Skerritt is, however, of the view that the country still has a long way to go.
But the issue is not just about how many yachts arrive. It's what they do when they're here, how long they stay, what do the people on board do, how many people on board are spending money, what kind of activities, what kind of services are they using, and how is it helping to generate an improved quality of life for as many people as possible in the country. And that's what this policy addresses. And how do we encourage yacht owners to base here? How do we encourage local people to get into the yachting business? What incentives is government encouraging that or not? What are the key linkages into the economy?
That was the Honorable Richard Skerritt speaking at Thursday's launch of the National Yachting Policy. As the 2014 Villagerama activities draw to a close, Chairman of the committee, Alistair Williams, is feeling positive about the future of the festival. Williams said the important first step of reclaiming the festival's place on the calendar of pre-carnival activities has been taken. He also outlined the important role the festival had played in supporting Calypsonians in particular.
Villagerama has distinguished itself as being the mother of our community festivals. It has earned the reputation of being somewhat the start for our annual National Carnival. We've had Calypsonians who attend the Villagerama Festival and then go on to do the national event, and sometimes we complain that Calypsonians come out too late. What can we do to help? To encourage them somewhat to come out on time. And I think Villagerama was one of those events, one of those festivals that helped to fix some of those problems.
He noted that beyond the parties and shows, Villagerama is a festival aimed at bringing people together and keeping culture alive.
This is about bringing the community together. It's about energizing a community to support an initiative that is worthwhile, one that builds the community cultural confidence, the image, the identity, through a series of wholesome activities that can only help to encourage togetherness and to create that cultural awakening and for people to be more aware as to what the community is all about.
Villagerama Chairman Alistair Williams. Assistant Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Daniel Taylor Williams, believes the handicraft sector is on the front line of the country's vision of sustainable growth in the tourism product. Taylor Williams was among the presenters at this week's handicraft workshop.
We are pursuing a broader concept of sustainability that shows and promotes our local arts and culture, provides economic benefits to all Kittitians and Nivisians, and not just the select few. And we are pursuing tourism that values and preserves our natural environment. Therefore, while we will showcase our local arts and culture, it must not be to the detriment of our environment.
Taylor Williams added that the Ministry of Tourism has been working hard over the last decade to achieve a different kind of tourism. TDC Group of Companies has praised the Lime ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation Kittitian Superstar, which is in its 10th year. TDC Client Relations and Marketing Manager Janelle Rollins-Drew said the company is committed to the competition, which showcases the vocal talents of Kittitians and Nivisians. She said their sponsorship package has helped to pave the way for participants to recognize their full potential while enhancing their singing skills. Rollins-Drew also praised the organizers, St. Clair Chico Guichard and his team, for their efforts in ensuring that the show has remained a fixture on ZIZ's calendar of community activities. She said this accomplishment speaks volumes and is clearly one of the reasons why this program is a mainstay on ZIZ's annual agenda. In recognition of their outstanding performances, TDC presented a variety of prizes to this year's participants and wished them every success in their pursuits to achieve stardom. In regional news, the Minister of Tourism in St. Lucia has been guarded in his comments about a proposed hotel development along the Troya beach. Lorne Theophilus made the comments days before residents of the area voiced strong objection to the plan. DBS's Don Nicholas has the details.
The tourism minister did not say much on the plans to construct a hotel along the Troya beach. What he did say is that people have the right to express their views and that matters should be weighed carefully to determine the advantages versus the disadvantages, and as he puts it, see what happens from there.
Well, I guess people have a right to express their various opinions. We need to look at the ramifications of it, see how one versus the benefit of it versus what they believe the detriment of the development can be. And I believe it's an act of democracy, and then we'll sit down and see where it goes from there.
Nevertheless, Troya residents are up in arms over the plans. The residents have vowed to vehemently oppose the project. They say this is the last beach in the north where families and friends can come and have fun without being harassed by security guards. The residents firmly believe that should the project be given the green light, public access to the beach will never be the same.
That company was founded with 3,000 euros in capital, so that's 10,000 EC dollars. And you're wondering how, what business format, right, allows someone with a firm, 6 years old, 3,000 euros, 10,000 EC dollars in capital to undertake a project that's going to be multi-million dollars. So it seems clear to me this is just a case of massive land speculation with the St. Lucians potentially being left holding the bag, and you see a lot of that around St. Lucia.
One resident who has apparently resided in the area for the past 40 years says he goes to the beach nearly every day and fears that he may be forced to change his habit if the planned development goes ahead. For the DBS News World, I am Don Nicholas.
The international medical group Doctors Without Borders is reporting an increase in cholera cases in Haiti. On Wednesday, Oliver Schultz, head of the group's Haiti mission, said more than 2,000 people with symptoms of the disease were in need of emergency hospitalization since mid-October. Cholera cases became particularly bad during rainy months, aggravated by a scarcity of sanitation and clean water in many areas. It's most often spread through the consumption of contaminated drinking water or food. The cholera outbreak in Haiti surfaced in October of 2010, and scientific studies have shown it was likely introduced to Haiti by UN peacekeepers from Nepal, where the disease is endemic. Cholera has killed more than 8,500 people in Haiti since the outbreak started. Internationally, cooler weather and snow helped quell protests in Ferguson, where there has been so much anger after the grand jury decided not to indict Officer Darren Wilson in the shooting death of Michael Brown. Vladimir Duthiers has the details.
Cold and snow brought some calm Wednesday night. Scores of demonstrators protested outside the police department, where hundreds had squared off the previous 2 nights. But this time, there were only 2 arrests. The presence of 2,000 National Guard troops helped too. Their numbers were tripled after last Monday's melee. Ferguson Mayor James Knowles.
I don't think they had the manpower on Monday night to do what they needed to do, and the National Guard has helped that.
The troops received a personal thank you today from Missouri Governor Jay Nixon. But the anger and the outrage triggered by the racially charged shooting of a black teenager continues to spread. In New York, the Thanksgiving Day parade was briefly interrupted by protesters. 7 people were arrested. In Los Angeles, 130 people were arrested after blocking traffic. And in Oakland, a march ended with arson, rock throwing, and arrests. Now, a new round of protests may threaten Black Friday sales. Last night, one group of protesters marched through a St. Louis mall chanting, "Shut it down." There was no damage and no arrest. But the start of the Christmas shopping season comes as Ferguson is still cleaning up from this week's destruction. Checkpoints still limit travel within the city, and stores are boarded shut.
We're not out of the woods yet.
Not out of the woods yet.
We've got to plan for several more days, or if not more, of unrest, but then we've got to work on the healing.
Last night's protests may have been limited by the cold weather and the fact that it was Thanksgiving Eve, Elaine, but it's expected to warm up tomorrow, and Ferguson's security plan could face another test.
More than 3 centuries after immigrants from Europe celebrated their first Thanksgiving, the United States is debating about what to do about immigrants who are in the States illegally. We hear more in this report.
So this is one of your projects?
Yes.
Curtis Baxter owns a home construction company in Phoenix. Has illegal immigration impacted your business?
Yes.
How?
The bidding of jobs. Now, we lose jobs, definitely. Costs us. I know people have gone out of business because of it.
Baxter hires legal immigrants and says it's hard to compete with others who employ cheaper illegal labor. Of the 156 million workers in the nation's labor force, 8.2 million are undocumented immigrants. Baxter says President Obama's plans to secure the border don't go far enough.
I think before you figure out what you can do with who's here, you definitely have to stop the flow of people that are still coming in.
Baxter heads a group called Riders USA, which is strongly anti-illegal immigration. Rusty Childress says the president is exceeding his authority.
There's no sense in not allowing Congress to pass laws, which by the Constitution, that is their duty, not the President of the United States. This is not supposed to be a one-man government.
More than 2 million undocumented immigrants have been deported by President Obama's administration. That's more than any other president. But his new plan allows millions to stay. What do you do in a situation where you have a couple of kids who are citizens, mom is not?
That's the tough question. You obviously can't give everybody blanket amnesty because you end up waving a welcome flag to anybody that, hey, they're not doing anything, let's go over. But what do you do with the family and the kids that are in high school that are here? It's a tough, heart-wrenching situation.
Baxter worries the president has now made the road to bipartisan immigration reform much longer. Ben Tracy, CBS News, Phoenix.
And now the weather. Today we experience intermittent showers. Winds will blow from the east-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour, along with temperatures reaching a high of 29 degrees Celsius. This evening, skies will be partly cloudy, along with showers overnight. And that's it for ZIZ's Midday Newscast. Join us at 6:30 and 7 p.m. for the evening news. Thank you for watching. I'm Jason Davis.